In this section, we are going to talk about how to represent a text as a 3D model inside of our scene. Generally, when we are going to show a geometry inside our scene, we need to pass it to the mesh object, and we just only able to pass those geometry that are acceptable by these mesh functions. And as a second parameter, we actually need to provide the material of those geometry. And basically in Three.js, when we are actually need to import some resources from the outside of these Three.js scope, we need to define a loader. And these loader are predefined by the actually developer of Three.js. These are just functions. For example, as you can see here, there is a font loader that gives us the ability to add the font as a text geometry to the as a parameter of text geometry inside our code. As you can see here, there are different loaders that developed by developers, and as you can see here, the SVG loader, the actually FBX loader for those guys who works previously on 3D modelings, JLTF and font loader, LWO, Material XL, and actually these are the loaders that are predefined by developers. As the example that we are today we are going to talk about, and these are objects that are predefined by developer, and you see these lines representing the axes were previously defined by developer inside of these source codes. And as you can see here, there are different functionality, different aspects of things that you are going to use inside your scene. So first of all, to create a font, to create a text, we need a text geometry and font loader from these addresses that I provided on the top. After we actually importing the corresponding dependencies, we need to create a loader from the font loader module. And you can actually do it like this: const loader font, new font loader. And later we are going to use these loader fonts to load our font from the actually web server, or we can use it to load our font in a static way. For example, if your font folder is inside your computer or inside your the directories, you can actually pass these as the local directories. And as you can see here, we can actually pass the folder address here if you're not going to provide the web server address. However, I use the CDN actually web server address. And after that, when we providing the address of our fonts, we need to actually write a function in order to actually achieve to get the response from the font loader module. You can use the normal function or arrow functions in JavaScript, doesn't matter, both satisfy the requirements. And as you can see here, we get the response from the loader font loader module, And after that, we are going to load these fonts. As you can see here, after we actually get the response, now we are going to actually write our text geometry and define the property that we need to define in order to show our actually text inside this scene. And now we are going to create the text geometry, and as the parameter, we need to pass the text that you are going to show inside your scene and the corresponding typography of that text inside your scene. For example, I actually wrote a tree, and from now on, we are going to actually define the typography, the corresponding details of these texts. And now we are going to actually initialize, actually we are going to assign the response as the parameter to the font properties. And after that, we are going to define the size, define the height, and as you can see here, we define the height to the 1, and afterward we are going to actually create the materials. I just copy from this here. We actually exercise these parts from the previous sections, and as you can see here, we add the text geometry to the mesh, and then now on we can actually see these texts inside our scene.